everyone. Welcome to yet another informative and resourceful session at Wire. I welcome all of you on behalf of Team Wire. It is meant to for winning dreams. So, our superpower for super results thought for today is self belief and hard work will always earn you success. So, in order to be successful, in order to achieve what you really want to, and in order to reach where you want and what you want and get what you want, you need to have self belief. You need to start believing in yourself and you need to work hard towards your goal. Without self belief, there might be others who will be there along the way to uplift you, motivate you, inspire you. But without your belief that you can achieve it, it becomes very difficult and hard work. So the hard work has to be put in by you. It has to result your dreams. In order to accomplish them, you have to put in hard work. Some sort of action is required, and in the form of hard work, it will always earn you success. So remember this mantra of self belief and hard work in order to get successful. On that note, we will start with today's session. So, in the Tissnet paper, 4 mistakes to avoid in the grammar section. So, the grammar section is a very tricky section and it is an important section in the Tissnet paper. So, types of grammar questions in Tissnet. First, we will be discussing the kind of questions that we have from the grammar in the Tissnet paper. So the types of questions are either complete the sentence types or sentence correction or spot the error or fill in the blank. So there are these basic 4 kinds of questions where your grammatical skills will be tested. So complete the sentence is when you are given a sentence and then there are 4 options given and you have to choose the best option which completes the sentence or helps to complete the sentence in the correct grammatical order. So most of the times, these are the sentences which have verbs in them. So there is a linking, either there is a linking verb or a referencing pronoun associated with these kind of questions. So when it comes to these kind of questions, where that you have to choose where you have to choose the given from the given option, the linking verbs is very important here. So remember that you're going through the linking verbs and you're not missing on to studying verbs like auxiliary verbs, or you're not missing on to studying conjunctions, because these come in really handy in complete the sentence type of questions. The next type of question is sentence correction. So when it comes to sentence correction, you're given a sentence and you're asked to choose. You're supposed to see if there is any sort of mistake in it, and you're supposed to choose the correct sentence or the grammatically correct sentence. This might analyze or evaluate more than 1 or 2 or even 3 grammar topics together. Most of the time, the grammar topics which are assessed in these type of questions are either articles, punctuations, or subject verb agreement most of the time. But you need to be thorough with all grammar topics. The third type of question is spot the error. So in this question, the sentence might be divided into say 4 or 5 parts, and it will be separated by a slash, and each of these parts are put into the options A, B, C, D, E. Now, out of these parts, you have to identify the part which has a grammatical error in it. This could be from any topic, and this question is repeated every year, and there are at least together these make up at least 4 to 6 questions in the grammar section, which is a part of the verbal ability section. Fill in the blanks. So fill in the blanks is where you're given options and you have to pick the correct grammatical words to complete a particular sentence. But these are mostly from prepositions or prepositional phrases or even idioms in some cases. So make sure that you are prepared well with all these and you're aware of the different types of questions that you will be asked from various grammatical topics. Now, one of the primary mistakes, one of the main mistakes that students make while giving this paper is that they solve this section, the grammar section, too fast, where a lot of students get overwhelmed after seeing that there are fill in the blanks type of questions or there are spot the error type of questions, which is very fast to move. Uh, that is absolutely correct, but you also have to see that when you solve it, your accuracy is not hampered and you are answering all the questions you're choosing the correct answer to all the questions, because any sort of disturbance with the accuracy might lead to unnecessary deduction of marks. Another important tip is that the Tissnet paper does not have any negative marking. So make sure that you are answering all the questions. If you are unsure about it, if you think it is wrong, there is no problem. Unless, just go ahead and answer all the questions that you possibly can. Now, what happens? Why does a person end up saving time in the fill in the blank section and solve it too fast? Because they pay more attention to RC. Now, in this section, the RC, in the verbal ability and reading comprehension section, the RC has 10 questions, but the other 20 questions from the verbal ability, out of these 20, around 10 to 12 questions assess your grammatical skills and your grammatical knowledge. So you have to be very confident and you have to be very good with your grammar in order to move through these 10 to 12 questions. So there is no point if you're putting in too much attention or giving too much attention to the reading comprehension section, because ultimately this holds either as much or even more number of marks than the reading comprehension. So please make sure that you are taking at least 40 to 45 seconds to answer each of these questions. Rushing through the options. Another mistake committed by the students is when they sometimes the question is not what confuses them. They get confused by the options, which is why they rush through the options. There is no point in rushing through the options. Just analyze each and every option and see what will fit in and what will be eliminated. The process of elimination comes in handy over here, and you should not be rushing through the options. It affects your accuracy. Focusing only on the correct option. A lot of students focus only on the correct option. They do not want to analyze why the other options are incorrect, or why is it that the other options cannot be chosen. So when they're looking for only the correct options, they have to repeatedly say in fill in the blank type of questions. They repeatedly have to put in one option into the in the blank and then try. Then put in the second option and then try again. This is when you're focusing on the correct option only. If you focus on the incorrect options as well, you will understand that how easily can you eliminate and arrive directly at the correct option. So do not commit the mistake of moving very fast or rushing through the grammar section. The next mistake, the second mistake that most of the students make, is that they pay attention to questions and not topics. So in most of the cases, like I discussed with you all, that the types of questions we just discussed. So students focus on the questions. They just read that they probably analyze it from the point of view that this is a fill in the blanks question, or this is a complete the sentence kind of a question, or this is where I just have to spot the error. One trick that can really help you in this section is that when solving these questions, identify the topic. Once you identify the topic, you will understand which rules come in play, or how are you supposed to choose the right topic. Is it a topic from verbs? Is it a topic from prepositions? Is this topic relevant to articles? What is it that is missing? Once you go through the topics in your mind, it becomes easier for you to choose the correct answer. Break the sentence, read and reread it. So when you break, when you're given most of these sentences, the complete the sentences or even spot the error in sentence correction, these are long sentences. So when you're given long sentences, it becomes difficult for you to read it all together and then arrive at a correct answer. So what you need to do here is you need to break the sentence into smaller parts, read the smaller parts now, and then reread it. This is very important in case of subject verb agreement, because you sometimes get to associate the first part and the second part with the verb, and you understand the correct option very well. Associate the topic with the rules. Like I said, that when you understand which topic the question is from, you understand the rules that can be used, and then you also understand the exceptions associated with it. So make sure you're associating the topic with the rules. For example, I continue to be shocked at the amount of yellow cards earned each game by my favorite soccer team. This is from a very simple topic. So at the amount of yellow cards. So first we have yellow cards. We either pick up the verb or the noun in a given sentence. So in the underlined part, we have a noun over here. So yellow cards. Yellow is basically the adjective. Cards is the noun. Now yellow cards, firstly, we have to see whether they are singular or plural. So it's cards, it's plural. Now, is this countable or this is not countable? The nouns which are countable are which you can count separately or individually, like tables, chairs, cards. Okay, so this is a plural countable noun. So when we have countable nouns, we do not use amount with it. So once I identified the noun over here, I understood they want me to identify the mistake. Then I understood the adjective. Now once I identified the noun, I have further divided it, and I have broken it, and I have read it, and I have reread it, and I have associated it with the topic. Once I know that it's noun, I have narrowed it down to plural noun. Now, if it's plural, is it countable or uncountable? So it is countable noun. And now with countable nouns, we do not use amount. Amount is used with uncountable nouns. So the amount of harassment, for example, amount of harassment. So amount of harassment is uncountable because harassment cannot be counted. That is why we use amount. But add the number number of yellow cards will be the correct answer, because we have to substitute it with something which is used with countable nouns, and we will be choosing number. Okay, I did not even have to read the entire sentence, but now that I have corrected it, I have broken the sentence, I have read it, now I will reread it. I continue to be shocked at the number of yellow cards earned each game by my favorite soccer team. So I hope this is clear. The third mistake that everyone makes is that they spend too much time memorizing. Now, when you spend, the focus shifts from understanding to memorizing. When you spend a lot of time memorizing phrases, memorizing the types of verbs, and not understanding them, not applying them in your daily lives or in your daily writing, the focus shifts from understanding to memorizing. When this happens, you tend to forget the rules, you tend to forget the application, and you might black out in the examination. So memorizing something is it might lead to you forgetting those things, but when you understand things, it will not lead to forgetting. Even if you forget things that you have memorized, whatever you've understood will come in handy. So make sure you're understanding the concepts and you're applying them in your daily lives, in your daily writing, so that you don't have to memorize simple concepts from grammar. Use an optimal mix of both approaches, theoretical and practical. By theoretical and practical, I mean that when you're watching movies, when you're listening to podcasts, it will help you to have a practical approach towards topics, towards grammar. You will understand which verbs to use. You will understand which nouns to use, how to use countable nouns, how to use uncountable nouns. And theoretical, when you're reading from your text, from your material that you have been provided, and solving exam related questions, that becomes your theoretical approach. In order to be good at grammar, you need to have a mix of both theoretical and practical. Now, you should be solving more examination related questions. Do not aim for higher standard questions from Tissnet, because it might lead to some sort of demotivation, or such questions might make you feel bad about it, or it is unnecessary wasting your time. So solve questions which are related to your examination, the Tissnet examination, and do not overcomplicate things. Do not so another mistake that students make, the fourth mistake, is that they do not revise basic topics. One of the things that students always do is that basic topics like articles, nouns, pronouns, they think that they've been studying that since school, and they do not need to revise it. What are articles? It's a and the. It's so easy. I've always done it, and I do not need to study this any longer. But no, during our daily lives, because of the kind of errors that we make while speaking, we sometimes forget the basic rules of even simple topics like articles, nouns, and pronouns. So it is very important that you brush up these basic topics as well. Use of punctuations and prepositions in our daily lives. Our spoken English and our written English are very different, and especially because of the kind of abbreviation and the text language that we have started using, our prepositions have gone for a toss, and so has our punctuations. Most of the time we even forget starting the the sentence after a full stop with a capital letter. So use of punctuations and prepositions is something that skips your eye very easily in a spot the error or sentence correction kind of questions. So brush up on these topics, read a lot, try to find out mistakes in your own writing and others writing styles. It will help you understand and arrive at spotting errors in a better manner. Direct and indirect speech, active and passive voice. A lot of students think that direct and indirect speech is very easy. This is something that we can do very easily. Yes, it is very easy, but it is important for you to solve exam related questions from all these topics so that you are accustomed to solving these type of questions. It is not something that you will later get confused with. Now I have a few examples over here. So the truck was parked dash the gate. Look at the kind of options we have: outside the gate, inside of the gate, nearby the gate, in front of the gate. So the truck was parked. If there's a the given before the noun, we will choose in front of the gate. Dina has invested a lot of money on shares, in shares, into shares, for shares. With invested, we will say in. So we will look at the verb over here. It is tough to go dash troubles, but has to stay strong. So it is tough to go through troubles. From troubles, in troubles, into troubles does not make sense. I am committed dash by my word, to my word, for my word, by my word, with my word. So I am committed to. This is again when you have to choose it according to the verb which has been given here. Okay. Moving on to the final tip, you need to practice every single day, and you need to practice mocks. You need to do your exams, your exam standard related questions, and you need to practice at least two grammar exercises every single day, so that you keep brushing on these basics of grammar, and you can pioneer your examinations and you can excel in them. Thank you. I think you are one step closer towards your success. You might be feeling better about how not to, the kind of mistakes that you're not supposed to make while solving the grammar section in your Tissnet paper. And do let me know if you have any doubts in the comments below. Thank you.